There is a shipwreck so deep that the pressure would crush a submarine before reaching it. It took 73 years and advanced technology just to find the scattered pieces on the ocean floor. Another wreck still holds gold worth over $17 billion. Countries have fought in court for decades over who gets to claim it. These are real ships that sank with secrets, treasures, and thousands of lives. By the time we reach number 1, you will see the most famous shipwreck in history, now slowly vanishing into rust. The ocean floor is a graveyard of history. Thousands of ships lie beneath the waves, many never found. Some carried unimaginable treasure, others held mysteries that remain unsolved. Divers risk their lives to explore these underwater time capsules. Here are 10 of the most incredible shipwrecks ever discovered. 10. The Vasa, Sweden. In 1628, Sweden's most powerful warship set sail on its maiden voyage. 20 minutes later, it sank in Stockholm's harbor. The Vasa was top-heavy with too many cannons and not enough ballast. A gust of wind tipped it over before it even left the city. In 1961, the ship was raised almost perfectly intact after 333 years underwater. Sank on its first voyage in 1628, raised in 1961 with over 95% of original structure now displayed in its own museum in Stockholm. Over 4,000 artifacts recovered from the wreck, most well-preserved 17th century ship in existence. 9. The Mary Rose, England. King Henry VIII watched from shore as his prized warship suddenly sank. The Mary Rose went down during battle in 1545, taking hundreds of crew members with it. Strong winds and an open gun deck flooded the vessel in minutes. For over 400 years, the wreck lay in the mud of the English Channel. Raised in 1982, the ship now sits in a special preservation museum. Sank during battle with French forces in 1545, King Henry VIII witnessed the sinking from shore, remained underwater for 437 years. Over 19,000 artifacts recovered from the site. Hull is preserved using specialized wax treatment. 8. The Antikythera wreck, Greece. In 1900, Greek sponge divers discovered an ancient Roman ship on the seafloor. Inside they found bronze statues, jewelry, and a mysterious bronze device. That device, called the Antikythera mechanism, was an ancient analog computer. It predicted astronomical positions and eclipses over 2,000 years ago. The wreck continues to reveal artifacts with each new expedition. Sank around 60 BCE off the Greek island of Antikythera, contains the oldest known analog computer. Bronze statues and glass artifacts still being recovered. Divers faced dangerous depths during early exploration. UNESCO protects the site as an underwater cultural heritage. 7. The USS Arizona, Hawaii. On December 7, 1941, Japanese planes attacked Pearl Harbor. The USS Arizona exploded and sank in just 9 minutes. 1,177 sailors and Marines died aboard, most still entombed inside. The ship remains on the harbor floor, slowly leaking oil into the water. A memorial floats directly above the wreck, visited by millions yearly. Sunk during the attack on Pearl Harbor, over 1,100 crew members died aboard. Ship still releases about a quart of oil daily. A memorial structure straddles the sunken hull, designated a National Historic Landmark. 6. The Lusitania, Ireland. In 1915, a German submarine torpedoed a British ocean liner off the Irish coast. The RMS Lusitania sank in just 18 minutes. Nearly 1,200 passengers and crew died, including 128 Americans. The sinking helped push the United States toward entering World War I. The wreck lies in waters still accessible to experienced divers. Sank off the coast of Ireland in May 1915, torpedoed by German U-boat U-22. Torpedo-like explosion remains debated, helped shift American opinion toward joining the war. Listed as a protected wreck under Irish law, the wrecks ahead hold even greater treasures and more haunting stories from the deepest parts of the ocean. 5. The Nuestra Señora de Atocha, Florida in 1622, a Spanish treasure fleet was caught by a hurricane near Florida. The Nuestra Señora de Atocha sank with 40 tons of gold and silver. Treasure hunters searched for over 350 years. In 1985, salvager Mel Fisher finally found the main pile of treasure. The recovered valuables were worth an estimated $450 million. Sank during a hurricane in September 1622 carried gold, silver, emeralds, and jewelry. Mel Fisher spent 16 years searching for it. Treasure now displayed in museums and private collections. Some cargo remains undiscovered on the seabed. 4. The San Jose, Colombia in 1708, a Spanish galleon sank during battle off the coast of Colombia. The San Jose went down with gold, silver, and emeralds worth billions. For centuries, the wreck's location remained unknown. In 2015, the Colombian government announced they had found it. Legal battles continue over who owns the estimated $17 billion in treasure. Sunk during battle with British ships in 1708, carried treasure from Spanish colonies in South America. Discovered in 2015 at a classified depth. Multiple countries claim ownership rights, often called the Holy Grail of shipwrecks. 3. The Bismarck, Atlantic Ocean. In 1941, the German battleship Bismarck was the most feared warship in the Atlantic. British forces hunted it relentlessly after it sank HMS Hood. Torpedoes and shells finally sent Bismarck to the bottom. The wreck sits nearly 5 kilometers deep, upright on a volcanic slope. Discovered in 1989, the ship remains remarkably intact. Sunk by British Royal Navy in May 1941, rests at approximately 4,800 meters depth. Discovered by Robert Ballard in 1989, hull shows damage from torpedoes and scuttling. Designated a war grave by the German government. 2. The HMS Erebus and HMS Terror, Arctic. In 1845, 2 British ships set out to find the Northwest Passage. HMS Erebus and HMS Terror vanished with all 129 crew members. Ice trapped the ships, and the men died from cold, starvation, and lead poisoning. For over 160 years, the wrecks remained lost in the frozen Arctic. Both were finally discovered in 2014 and 2016, solving one of exploration's greatest mysteries. Led by Sir John Franklin in 1845, trapped in Arctic ice for years, all 129 crew members perished. Erebus found in 2014. Terror in 2016. Artifacts include dishes, buttons, and tools in excellent condition. 1. The RMS Titanic, Atlantic Ocean. On April 15, 1912, the unsinkable ship struck an iceberg and sank. Over 1,500 people died in the freezing Atlantic waters. The wreck lay undiscovered for 73 years, 3,800 meters below the surface. When finally found in 1985, the ship was split in two on the ocean floor. Now bacteria are slowly consuming the hull, and within decades, the Titanic may vanish entirely. Sank on its maiden voyage in April 1912. Discovered by Robert Ballard in 1985, rests at approximately 3,800 meters depth. Over 1,500 passengers and crew died, deteriorating rapidly due to rust-eating bacteria. You have just explored 10 of the most incredible shipwrecks ever discovered. From ancient Roman cargo ships to treasure galleons worth billions of dollars. We descended into harbors, battlefields, and frozen Arctic waters where explorers vanished. At the top of the list, the Titanic remains the most famous shipwreck in history, slowly disappearing into the darkness that claimed it over a century ago. Which shipwreck story moved you the most? Would you dive to explore a wreck if you could? Do you think the San Jose treasure should belong to Colombia or Spain? What other sunken ships do you think are still waiting to be found? If this journey into the depths fascinated you, tap like and subscribe for more. Soon, we will explore the most mysterious disappearances in history, from vanished planes to people who simply walked away and were never seen again.